You know, I never knew I had so many of y'all in an uproar when it came to this news about Adam 22. Y'all be really upset. Y'all be really upset. So you know what? I gave y'all another Adam 22 video. This time, DJ Academics and Tag Stone, they're gonna be calling out Adam for the interview that he did with Pop Smoke's Killer. First of all, before I even get into the video, y'all gotta understand, I'm just giving my opinion on topics that happens in the culture. That's it. I'm no different from any other T page or any other page that you watch. I just give my opinion and I want y'all to comment. But y'all leaving them hate comments is not gonna do nothing. It's not gonna do anything. If anything, I read them shits and I be laughing and I'm like, yo, he took the time out of his 24-hour day to send a whole college essay hating on me. That means I'm doing something positive. So the negative comments, they don't bother me at all. If anything, I'm looking at the comments and I'm laughing and I'm like, who raised y'all niggas? The stuff that y'all say to me, it does not bother me one bit. I promise to God it do not. I promise to God it do not. You wasting your time. You wasting your time. You wasting your time. You better go outside and jog. Dude, you see me getting a little bit aki, nigga. You better start hitting the gym, nigga. Sending negative comments to me is not gonna work at all. So now I'm gonna give y'all another Adam 22 video.
Chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, Chicks.
So look at Chicks Move. Hey, Chicks Move. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Adam 22 is now starting to feel the pressure from interviewing the man that was involved in Pop Smoke's death. Now, I told you guys a couple days ago, one of Pop Smoke's friends, Ross Swish, he came out and told Adam 22, suck my D for this lame-ass interview. Now, Ross Swish was not the only one who called out Adam 22 publicly. DJ Academics also called out Adam 22 for the very tasteless interview. Here's what Ack said.
Here in the media, we got to take a little bit of accountability, but you're already getting the bag. And you already are in the position to help control and mold how media affects this culture. Certain things you should be above.
I mean, that's true. That's true. But this is where I checked myself. We hold the responsibility of who we listen to. We listen to a whole bunch of rappers that do some fucked up shit. So that's where I was like, am I coming off as a hypocrite a little bit? Because Pop Smoke was my favorite rapper. Every time when I'm looking at my niece's playlist, she got all K-Flock. I don't even know half of these Bronx artists that come from New York, but they talk about the same shit. I'ma smoke on my ops. I'll be smoking my ops. Like, bro, they talk about killing their ops every single day on these songs. And sometimes I bop my head to it a little bit every now and then. But it's just like, bro, if you want him to hold a huge responsibility of who he interviews, as hip-hop fans, we got to hold a huge responsibility on who we listen to. Because as long as the beat's slamming, we going to bump it. So I had to check myself a little bit. I'm like, maybe I'm coming off as a hypocrite, but I still don't understand why Adam interviewed Pop Smoke's Killer. What do you want to know that people don't already know already? What were you trying to get? Or are you trying to feel like why? I don't know. I mean, only he could. It say he responded, so only he could tell us why he did the interview.
Right, and again, Adam's my peer, so I ain't really talked down on him, but. I wonder if he knows the repercussions of what he's doing, right? When you interview Pop Smoke's Killer, you basically tell and signal to the entire whole clout chasing generation, if you murder someone, especially someone with a name, you have a platform. You murder, you rob, you do anything violent to, you have a platform and a safe haven to possibly get another type of clout or career. I think that's a dangerous precedent. You kind of have to draw that line, right? It becomes slightly even more egregious when you realize, I think I paid for it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
oh yeah. I think he did, yeah.
Kill somebody in hip hop, a beloved figure, then gets paid to tell the story on a hip-hop platform?
Now you know you did something fucked up when even Tax Stone from prison is telling you, bro, I'm not an angel, but god damn, bro, you are low for this one. According to Adam 22, Tax Stone was in his DMs calling him out for the interview. Now every time that you ever need to go on a long ass rant to explain yourself and why you did something, that's when you know you're wrong. Adam 22, bro, nobody asked you for this interview, not possible.
We really did not. This shit just happened out of nowhere. So I already know what type of angle he might take. He's like, yo, I'm just giving the people what they want, or I'm just giving the people some insight of what could have happened that night. He's going to try to make it, he's going to try to clean it up. Nobody asked for this Pop Smoke interview. I just randomly saw on Twitter that Pop Smoke's killer was on an interview with Adam 22, and I was like, what the fuck? This was a random ass day. I promise you. We was not looking for this information. The streets did not need this interview. I promise you they didn't. I promise you they didn't. This was just a random ass day where this interview popped up on my feed. And I was like, is this nigga serious? I just want to see what Adam got to say.
Not the YouTube commenters. Nobody learned anything new from this interview. The man that you interviewed refused to answer half of your questions. He only answered everything that was already public. You only took this interview for two reasons. You wanted to be the first platform to interview him for the clout and also for the money that the interview and clips are going to generate. Here's Adam 22's response back to academics and Tax Stone. You guys get in the comments below. Do you guys believe Adam 22? Does his response make sense to you guys? Post your comments below. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. I'll see you guys later, man.
Okay, so I wanted to respond to some of the feedback about me interviewing Blockstar, Pop Smoke's killer. I didn't do that interview because I don't care. That's what a lot of people seem to think, is that Adam just doesn't give a fuck. That's not the case at all. I did that interview because I thought that it was an important historical record of somebody who was involved in one of the most tragic, insane stories in rap history. I knew Pop Smoke. I was texting him for probably a year.
Oh my God, that's even worse. That's even worse. You knew him, and you still interviewed the person that took him off the earth? You were better off saying, like, listen, you know, I understand the backlash that I'm getting, but I was just trying to, you know, give people a new perspective of why he might have killed Pop Smoke. I didn't mean no ill will or no ill intent. You were better off saying that. The fact that you said that you knew him and you guys had a relationship, you guys were communicating back and forth for a year, and you still interviewed the nigga that killed him? That made it even worse.
We spoke on camera for a couple minutes for Rolling Loud in 2019, like a few months before he passed. And I had a huge amount of respect for him. I'm not ignorant to what a gigantic impact he had on New York City. And I have nothing but respect for him, and definitely did not want to, you know, enrage his friends or family. I actually wanted to do a piece of content that I thought they would be able to benefit from by...
Yo. That Kendrick Lamar, They Not Like Us. Oh my God. That shit. They not like us. They not like us. They not like, oh my God. That shit. How the fuck does New York City benefit from you interviewing Pop Smoke's killer? Please riddle me that. Let him finish. I'm pausing too much. You know, y'all get mad when I pause too much. Let him finish.
Having this conversation so that people could really like understand what goes through the mind of somebody who's capable of doing something like that. I think if you watch the interview, it's pretty obvious that I wasn't glamorizing it, and that I was trying to have, you know, the tough conversation with him that I thought this situation warranted. I also think that, like, a lot of people seem to think that I'm the first person who's ever interviewed a killer, which is completely
No, he's not. He's not. He's definitely not. He's definitely not. He's definitely not. He's definitely not. That's why I had to check myself, and I was like, yo, we listen to killers. If they make a good song, we listen to them. And yeah, he's definitely not. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. I just don't understand. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
True. All kinds of people come to mind, but let's just go with the obvious example. Terrence Gangster Williams, who I had on, and like everybody else in the podcasting world has had on. He says that he's killed over 40 people. And I haven't seen like even one single person say that I shouldn't be interviewing him. And I think the reason
I don't know who that is.
why is pretty obvious. Pop Smoke, famous rapper, beloved. Who did Gangster Williams kill? Like 40 drug dealers / gang members that you and I don't know. So it's kind of hard to like work up that empathy. But when you really look at it, I mean, O.J. Simpson did all these fucking interviews. I remember when Vlad took a lot of heat because he interviewed Keefe D, who was, it's like an extremely analogous situation because Keefe D obviously was involved in one of the most famous murders of a beloved rapper of all time. And I thought that it was pretty impressive that Vlad stood on his principles and did that interview because it was an important story to be told. Just like No Plug, after he killed Bankroll Fresh, he went and did an interview with Vlad, and I thought that was incredibly important. I thought it was very brave of Vlad that he actually went through with it, because that was an important interview in terms of us understanding that it wasn't like he just maliciously went and killed this dude. It was a shootout between two people who didn't get along. One person died. The person who died was the famous rapper, and so every person died. The person who died was the famous rapper, and so everybody like got on Vlad's case because he interviewed somebody that took somebody that they liked out of this world. But the truth is that interview corrected the record for a lot of people and let them know how that situation really went down. I also think that Pop Smoke or the Blockstar interview about Pop Smoke was like important for that reason too. 50 Cent made a whole fucking documentary where he like basically floated and lended credibility to the idea that Pop Smoke's friend Mike might have been involved in getting him knocked off. I think that interview was like extremely important, just answering questions that Pop Smoke fans had, and I think that those same people, like, they watched that interview.
But I mean, like the part where he said that killers have gotten a platform before, I can't disagree with him with that. I can't. He's got a point on that. But what did this interview really give new Pop Smoke fans? You didn't give us any perspective. The kid didn't answer half the question that you asked him. The stuff that he did answer, we already know. So we didn't get no moment of clarity. It just comes off as like you're making this just so you can get no jumper popping again. Now, I will give Adam the benefit of the doubt. Even if I don't like somebody, if you make a point, you make a point. There have been fucked up people in this world who've gotten an interview before. Nigga, fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. They got a whole fucking show about him on Netflix. Everybody still watched it. So I could agree with Adam a little bit on that part. Me as a media outlet, if I had my own media platform, I would have just been like, nah, I'm good. Somebody else could interview you. That's just me. But I'm not mad at him for bringing that point up, because there have been some fucked up people in this world that have gotten interviews, gotten TV shows and documentaries made about them. So that's a fair game. That's a fair game. But like I said, I don't know whatever new information that you tried to get from this interview, you didn't get, because he said that the Pop Smoke's killer already said the shit that we already knew about.
They feel mad and they don't really know what to do with that anger. But the truth is that piece of content, if you're a Pop Smoke fan, is like way more informative than anything else that has came out since he died. So to me, it was important to have a conversation, and I also I knew at that time that he was gonna go do the interview with somebody else if I didn't do it. So I felt like I was uniquely capable of having a fair conversation with somebody who may have done something horrible, but ultimately at the end of the day is a human being who came out of a fucked up environment. And I think that interview tells that story without glamorizing killing at all. I hope that nobody came away with that conclusion, because that to me is pretty insane. Anyway, if you were offended by any of the clips you see, obviously probably 1,000 times as many people saw the clips as saw the full interview. I encourage you to go see it, not just because I want to get my numbers up, but because I think it's an important thing to do to understand.
Nigga, you want to get them numbers up, but I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna let you keep talking.
What exactly we did when we did that interview. And also, I care about one thing. More than anything else. And that's feeding the streets. Giving the streets.
Oh my God. Here we go. Hey, this your man's. A white boy with no seasoning is trying to feed the streets.
That's what they want. What are the streets exactly?
Nobody wanted this interview. Now you just lying, nigga. Nobody wanted this interview. Nobody asked for this interview. Nobody was begging, knocking on walls down for this interview. Niggas was smoking hookah and popping fireworks when this interview came out. Nobody asked for this interview, period. But I digress. Go ahead. The only thing that I agree with Adam is that there have been some horrible, fucked up people who've gotten interviews before. So why are you mad at me when y'all never got mad at them? That I could agree with. But we did not need this interview. Stop it, nigga. We would have been good. Niggas was on a grilling. Niggas was smoking hookah, smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was sipping a little bit of Hennessy and popping fireworks. We was good without this interview, bro. I promise you we were.
I mean, it's kind of a general term. I'm talking about the people in the hoods. I'm talking about the gang members. I'm talking about the YouTube commenters. There's a lot of overlap. So what they want to see is really what I'm trying to bring to the table. So I see a lot of people who are kind of from outside the niche that I occupy, who seem very upset about this. But I know that on my side of things, everybody that I know was incredibly excited to see that interview. It was one of the most anticipated interviews of the year.
Oh, fuck, it wasn't. How? No, it wasn't.
Because people find it interesting. It's newsworthy, regardless of if you even were invested in Pop Smoke's story. Anyway, that's why I did it. I think I did a great job. I can't take anything away from myself. Me and Remo, we killed it. And yeah, I encourage everybody to go check it out. And finally, I just want to mention this one more time. It's a lot of picking sides. There's a lot of I like this guy, so therefore this guy is bad. I'm just trying to be ideologically consistent. I got Tax Stone in my DMs telling me that I'm fucked up for interviewing this kid because he killed somebody. Tax, you killed somebody. And granted, you haven't done a whole lot of interviews since. I mean, you did do No Jumper. Granted, this was back in 2016, but you did do No Jumper a week after that shit. And I'm just saying, it ain't like anybody's lining up to kick Tax out of their fucking Twitter spaces or anything, right? And yeah, Tax had one of the most influential podcasts while he was around. But at the same time, this kid Blockstar is from one of the most notorious, famous hoods in LA. So can't nobody tell me that shit ain't relevant. I just wanted to throw that in there.
I mean, hey, you already made the you made the content. You did the interview. It is what it is. Was it worth it? To me, I would have been like, nah, we don't gotta talk about that. But you chose to go out on a limb and do it. That's perfectly fine. It's your platform. You have the right to do it. But now when a whole bunch of New York rappers, if they don't want to come on your platform, you got to wear that. Because Pop Smoke was very loved out here on the East Coast. So if a whole bunch of East Coast artists be like, nah, we're not going on no jumper. If that's the risk that you're willing to take because of that interview you did, then hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, well, that's that. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I just wanted to piss y'all off again because y'all was so upset. Y'all thought I was hating on Adam. Ooh. So now I gave y'all another Adam 22 video. So I guess I got something for y'all to hate on again when I post this video. Anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.